Hi class, welcome back. We're continuing with chapter 8 using special calculations in compounding. Our formulas for our topic for this section is alligations. Our learning objectives are to compute the amount of two strengths of active ingredient needed to prepare a product whose combination concentration lies between two strengths. And that's it. So alligations. Occasionally, a prescriber will write a prescription for a medication strength that is not commercially available, or a medication strength that is not kept on hand in the pharmacy. In these instances, the pharmacy may be required to mix two different strengths of the same active ingredient of a drug or solution to make the desired strength. A higher percent strength, the more concentrated ingredient of a product solution is mixed with a lower strength percent, the less concentrated ingredient of a drug or solution to make the desired strength, which falls between the two extremes. This scenario requires you to employ a calculation called the alligation method, or simply alligation. Alligations are rarely performed by pharmacy technicians, but you may need to carry out this kind of calculation from time to time. So this is a rare instances where, again, there's a prescription by a physician where the medication that the patient needs is not commercially available. So you're going to have to compound this medication using what you have available in the pharmacy. And sometimes you have to prepare the higher percent strength and a lower percent strength in order to meet in the middle to get that desired medication that the prescriber wants. So to understand how to set up alligations, refer to figure 8.1. Use this grid as your template for scenarios that follow. So we'll use the grid like a tic-tac-toe method. And in this tic-tac-toe grid, you'll have this formula that you need to follow, or these steps that you need to follow in order to get your calculation. So in your tic-tac-toe, you will have a higher percent strength. So that would go in section A. And then you have section C will be the lower percent strength that's available in the pharmacy. And in the middle of that tic-tac-toe is the desired percent strength, which is letter B. Okay, so higher percent that you have in the pharmacy, lower percent that you have in the pharmacy, and the desired percent will be in the middle that you want. Then in the D part is the part of higher percent strength. So that would be the difference between section B and C. So you would subtract B minus C in order to get the desired amount. And in section E, you want the parts of the lower percent. So you want the difference of the higher percent minus the desired strength in section E. So let's do an example. A prescriber has ordered an IV infusion of 500 ml of dextrose, 7%. You have stock concentration of 5% dextrose and 70% dextrose on hand in the pharmacy. How much D70W% and D5W% must be combined to make an IV solution with dextrose of concentration of 7% or D7W and a total volume of 500 ml for infusion. So again, you want the desired amount to be 7%. In pharmacy, you have 5% and 70%, and you want a total volume of 500. So those are the key elements that you need in this alligation method. So first, identify the variables, determine the compound concentrations by identifying the desired concentration, in this case 7%, and the higher concentration, in this case, would be 70%, and the lower concentration would be 5%. So reminder, the desired concentration, B%, is what the prescriber has written on the medication order and is also listed as on the CSP label. The higher concentration, A%, and the lower concentration, C%, are determined by the stock IV-based solution strengths that you have on hand in the pharmacy. So again, A and C are what you have in the pharmacy. B is the desired or the prescription written by the physician. So let's set up our tic-tac-toe. So again, the higher percent, 70, lower percent, 5, would be on the bottom. And the desired percent, 7, will be in the middle. So let's subtract 70 minus 7 is equal to, would be what you put in the part B. So that'll be 63. And then 7 minus 5 would be 2. And that's what you would put in the D part of your tic-tac-toe. So 63 and 2. Now that you have that, now you have to add your parts, 63 plus 2. So set up the ratio using the information you determined. So 2 over 63. This ratio indicates that the desired concentration, dextrose 70% and dextrose 5%, is a mix of 2 to 63 parts. In other words, 2 parts of 70% and 63 parts of D%. Now to determine the total number of parts in the ratio, now we have to do step 5, which is add the 2 parts. So D plus E. So 2 plus 63 is equal to a total of 65 parts. Now we can set up how much of each volume we would need. So determine the volume of each component. So the first component, determine the volume of the 70% needed. So that would be the total volume of the desired concentration, which is 500 mLs. The parts of 70, D70W would be 2 parts, and then the total parts, 65. So D divided by TP is equal to X over TV. So D, the desired amount, is 2, over the total parts is 65, is equal to X over total volume, 500 mLs. So cross multiply, 500 times 2 divided by 65 gives us 15.4 mLs of 70%. So the same thing that we did for the 70% we'll do with the 5%. So the total volume doesn't change, that's the 500. The total parts of D5W is 63 from our subtracting, and the total volume is 65. So let's set up our formula. 63 divided by 65 is equal to X over 500. So 63 times 500 divided by 65 gives us 484.6 mLs of D5W. Therefore, you need 15.4 mLs of dextrose 70% and 484.6 mLs of dextrose 5% in order to get the percent strength that you require or desire, 7%, and the total volume is 500. So if you add 15.4 plus 484.6 should give you the total volume that you need, which is 500. That's a quick way to check to make sure you have the correct information. So to verify your answer, so 15, like I just said, 15.4 plus 484.6 mLs is equal to 500 mLs. So using the weight-to-weight method to solve the following problem. Prepare a compound of hydrocortisone cream and petroleum with a concentration of 2.0%, how many grams of are contained in 75 grams of cream? And the answer is 1.5. So basically, you are multiplying 75 grams times 2%. So you would convert the percent to decimals. So move the decimal 2 spaces to the left, and multiply that by 75. So 75 times 0.02 will give you 1.5 grams. Now the next problems ask, prepare a compound of zinc oxide using 8 grams of zinc oxide powder in 454 grams of aqua-based ointment. What is the percent strength of this compound preparation? So basically in this problem you would divide. So you have 8 grams divided by the 454 grams times 100 will give you the percent. So uh, so that would be roughly 8 divided by 454, 0.0175, and it continues. Round it off, you get 0.018 times 100. You would move the decimal 2 spaces to the right, and you get 1.8%. Okay, and this concludes this PowerPoint presentation. Let's go ahead and do some problems on page 249, and let me get to the whiteboard. Okay. Okay, so looking at problem number 11, it says prepare 60 grams of 3% cream from 1% cream and 15% cream. How many grams of each will you need? So again, this is telling us that on hand in the pharmacy, we have a 1% cream and we have 1% cream stocked in the pharmacy. We want to make the 3% cream and a total of 60 grams. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our allegations. So we're going to do our tic-tac-toe method. And it says that on the top left corner, we want our higher strength. So that would be the 15 that we have in stock. And then on the lower left corner, we want our lowest strength, which is 1% that we have in stock. And then in the middle, we want the strength that we the prescription calls for, which is the 3. Now we're going to subtract 15 minus 3, and that would be 12. And then on our top right corner, we want 3 minus 1, which will give us 2. Now our total parts, we have to add the 2 plus the 12. So 2 plus 12 will give us 14. And then you would go ahead and so 2 divided by 14 times 60, and then 12 divided by 14 times 60. And this one gives you 8.57, so rounding it off to 8.6 grams. And then this one gives you 51.4 grams. Now let's make sure we got the correct answer. So 51.4 plus 8.6 gives us 60 grams, which is what the prescription called for. Okay, so this concludes this video. We'll see you in the next video.